We're talking about self-betrayal. Continuing to do the things that don't serve us and putting off doing the right thing until some time when we think we might be more comfortable. How we go, oh yeah, I'll start the diet on Monday. I'll change tomorrow. And then not doing it when tomorrow comes. We are truly actually betraying ourselves. You see, true change takes a bias for immediate implementation of the thoughts that present discomfort of change. It's never There's never going to be a time where you want to change something and your mind does not come against you. And that's simply because the mind is designed to protect you, and it basically thinks, oh my goodness, you want to do something new, wait, let's think about this, let's pray about this, let's ask someone about this, let's plan this, let's look at what the worst case scenario is. And it comes up with thousands of things to say about this one change that you want to do, even if the change is positive, even if the change will bring about good things in your life. The mind is designed to protect you. So guess what? It's not going to let you go ahead and do that change just like that. You're almost going to need to trick yourself into doing what you know is right to actually bring about that more fulfilled life that you are after. The consequences of our actions will always slowly start to catch up on us. Change isn't that difficult if you actually focus on the actions that you take in the moment rather than looking at this long view. So it's almost like you have global thinking but local acting. You act in micro ways that bring you towards your goal little by little, even though you are actually thinking about how good it will feel, how nice it will be when you have that big result of what you're actually doing. You know, it's not enough to acknowledge that the stove is warm and yet continue to lean on it. It is tempting to continue to warm yourself up with it instead of getting up and doing those actions that will yield great results for you. And this is why we're talking about self-betrayal. It's like there is two of you. There is the one of you that decides, yes, we're going to do this. It's going to be great. Let's do this. And then there's the other one that says, yeah, we're definitely going to tomorrow, on Monday, next week. Actually, you know what would be great? To start next month. How about the first? And it's that one. Or it can actually present with many other things that don't even look like you self-sabotaging, that don't even look like you're betraying yourself, that look very much like, yes, we're together, we're going to do this, it's going to happen. Meanwhile, it's actually somehow working against you. Am I talking about this that nobody else is aware of? Is it just me? Is anyone else aware of this? Remember to put some comments in on this video and just like tell us, have you experienced this and how that was for you? No enemy is necessary when I can hold my future hostage myself behind the pursuit of yesterday's comforts and the lies I tell myself in my mind and the stories. And it's not necessarily even that I'm telling myself I'll do it tomorrow. Sometimes it's a real heavy story that I tell myself about why I'm not enough for this, why I'm never going to be able to do this, why I am this person that is just not destined for this, why everybody else will get this, but me, everything is difficult for me. For me, it will never happen. These are the stories we tell ourselves, and we subconsciously find ourselves betraying our best laid plans. The call is to truly be present with micro decisions that we make. The small decision to continue to sit when I know that I should have gotten up already. Small decision to sit when I know I should be standing. To stand when I know I should be walking. To walk when I know I should be running. Those little decisions, they are small, but they actually make a huge difference because they roll into one another. It's like the example of electricity. When you buy electricity, they call it units. But you never see units. You never see a unit start and a unit end. You just like see this continuous supply of electricity. until you don't have any units, and then boom, it's off. But each unit is really an action, a new action. From the last action comes a new action, comes a new action, and they roll into each other to create this future, this single expression that now becomes you. You know, there's a saying I've heard: show me a person's thoughts, and I'll show you their actions. Show me their actions, I'll show you their behavior. Show me their behavior, and I'll show you their character. And these things build into each other, and before long, your habits become your personality. Somebody once told me a horrible, horrible joke. They say, you know, I used to PMS once a month. Now it's my permanent mood. And this is the thing that happens when you allow yourself to act in those ways and to do those things that maybe serve you in the short term. Everybody will leave you alone because you will just answer them very roughly, very quickly. But before you know it, that's just who you are. You are just that person who just speaks to people like that. Before you know it, you are just that person who just has no sense of humor. And this is not something that happens overnight. It is something that happens little by little. Every time you choose to not do something, every time you choose to do something, these things build up to create who you are, the completeness of who we are. Even when I look in the mirror, I am not like this, a complete person like this. I have levels of me. There are cells. There are small parts of me. There are tiny little cells and, atoms and whatever. All of those things. They are so tiny, but together they make up who I am. Just in that same way, everything in life is literally like a repeat of everything else. If the examples that I'm giving you don't seem to actually make sense, understand this. Your energy is not something that's made up of just this giant single unit. It's not. It is made up of everything, every decision on every level. If I choose to rather eat cheesecake more often than I eat vegetables, very soon I'm going to start to look like one. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be right now. I want to share something with you, just to bring us to where we kind of on the same page about this. I want to talk about 5 sneaky signs. Sneaky, 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 very naughty little signs of self-betrayal. Number 1 is going to seem like it's not even a sign of self-betrayal. Over planning. Yeah, but you are planning. You've got notebooks upon notebooks upon notebooks of mind maps, of graphs, of pie charts, of, YouTube videos, classes that you go to, workshops that you attend. Hey, but emails that you subscribe to. Your inbox is full of all this knowledge, all this research, all this planning, but you just never come out with an action. That's procrastination, my friend. That is self-betrayal. That's you telling yourself, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. You're like a person who's standing at the beginning of a line, the gun has shot off, and you are not running. There goes your competitors. There goes people that you were supposed to be running with, and you are still here planning how you're going to take off. No, it's not how it works. You've planned enough. If you're at 80%, it's fine. Go, go, go. It's like having children. It's like starting a business. It's like starting to study. Anything that's worth starting is worth starting when you've got the oomph. When the thought occurs to you, that's the time to act. And yes, by all means, let the thought develop into a whole thought and into a what am I going to do and into a specific action you're going to take. But don't allow that to be months and months and months and years. People saw you 4 years ago and you were going to start a diet. People saw you 3 years ago and you were going to start this fantastic business. And people saw you 3 weeks ago and you were going to go ahead and go to town and go hand in your CV. You still haven't done it? Really? You don't need an outside person to betray you. You are your own worst enemy in this moment. I'm not accusing, I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you, I promise you. Okay, so then the next one, I said I'm going to tell you 5. The next one is actively planning for the worst instead of taking your best actions. Now, this is part of the second one somehow, but this is a different one because people tend to say, I'm going to do this, and then they tell themselves all the reasons that the other person that they depend on or that they need to ask or that they will make a presentation to is not going to accept what they're presenting. So ufuna ukushela, but you have already told yourself ukuthi ngeke bakuqome. Obviously not. You've already planned. You are busy planning for the worst. You are using so much more of your energy. My friend, it's the same exact energy that you could be using to actually achieve what you desire deeply in your heart. That energy that you are using, that electricity that's in yourself to actually act in that way to protect yourself is literally the energy that you should be doing to create. It will advance you further to actually use it to create than to use it to try to protect yourself against some imaginary enemy or something. Here's another one, and this is one of my biggest ones: breaking promises to yourself. I'm going to drink more water today. I'm going to exercise 5 times a week. I'm going to write that brief and send it, and you don't do it. You're like a friend that promises to meet you somewhere for something that you need to do together and doesn't show up. Are you your own best friend? Are you a good friend to yourself? Do you show up for yourself when you promise yourself you're gonna? This is an important question, because if you are not showing up for yourself and you think somehow that you're showing up for other people, I have news for you, my friend. You are only showing up for other people as much as you are showing up for yourself. If you are not even showing up for yourself, you're fooling yourself if you think you're showing up for your loved ones in any meaningful way. You may be thinking that you're doing it 100%, but what you are doing is continuing to steal from yourself to give to others, which builds resentment, which destroys relationships, and your own broken promises make you expect that others will break their promises to you. That's number 3. Number 4, negative self-belief. The fourth sneaky sign of self-betrayal is negative self-belief. Now, self-belief is that thing that you collect all these characteristics about yourself. I'm black. I'm a woman. I'm not tall enough to be a model. I was brought up in a township. I don't know enough people. And these are things that may very well be true, but for you, you use them to hold yourself back. You believe them to be negative, when if a change of perspective would actually show you that those very same things that you believe to be negative about yourself are actually assets. So what? I got a big ass. Yes, I will fish with that. And fish angayo, my friend. This is what I've got. So then I'm going to join the movement that goes with that. So what? I did not go to university. I'm going to use the skills that I have. So what? I have had 15 different jobs by age 30. Oh my goodness, I've got such a diverse skill set. I have been able to communicate and connect with people in different industries and all of that. These are things that are positive if you choose them to be. There is no such thing as a negative thing, a negative circumstance, or a positive circumstance. The difference is really just what we tell ourselves about it. Every one of us will go through things that are a little bit difficult. We'll go through challenges. We'll go through things that we don't know what to do with it. Our job is to think of it as a possibility rather than a thing that ends us. It will only end you, my friend, if you decide to quit. It is not the end until everything comes right. If it has not come right yet, you are not yet at the end. Only people who quit can lose. You are only a loser if you stop running. You are only a loser if you stop going. If you hand in your towel, then you are a loser. You're only a loser when you lie down and stop trying. You're only a loser when you believe the lies you tell yourself, the stories that whoever told you you're not enough, whoever told you you'll never amount to something, whoever told you things that broke you down. Those people have put in thoughts in your mind that if you believe them will hold you back. So purge yourself of those. Don't use those same sticks that other people gave you to beat yourself up constantly. That is self-betrayal. The last one, and this one is one that we sometimes don't see. And it's because we've been socialized to think that we are supposed to share our plans with everybody. We're supposed to develop his yeah, I'm gonna have a big business, I'm gonna do this, and we start talking and telling everyone who will listen for 2 minutes about everything that we are planning. One of the most important advice of travel is that you do not tell your fellow travelers your plans in full. You don't say to them, I'm gonna go there and then I'm gonna go to the next place and then I'm gonna. No, you only tell other people only what they need to be able to know what you're doing, help you in what you're doing, or maybe it will help them. Only enough. You never just pull out all the spreadsheets, all the pie charts and everything and do this 90-minute presentation to every single person that you meet. This is how you betray yourself. You have an idea. Before the idea develops into anything that you can take action to, there you are. You're telling every single person things that you could hold inside yourself. Sometimes the ideas that we have can develop if we just shush here and open here. Allow it, like in a dark room, to develop until it becomes a fully fledged plan of action, and then not waste time. Act as soon as you've got a full, even if it's at 80%, when you know what the very next step you need to take is, when you know fully that I am able to wake up, get dressed, go do this, go start this, go do that. Close here. Go do what you're supposed to do. Handle your business. Don't pepe about your business. Do your business. All of these that I've mentioned, all 5 of these things, are results of thoughts and how we use our minds. Like number 5, I've just said to you, if we are not contemplating, keeping quiet, allowing the download from our higher self of information that we need in order to act and bring about the result we want to see, then guess what? We are not going to get there.